Good morning. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Just enjoying a day off. I've been off this week. Been great, really great. Hospital been slow, so they haven't needed me. Um, I'm going to go in today to just do a little bit of extra work. We're opening a new neonatal ICU, so I'm going to go get the supply closet all arranged. Um, so I'll probably go in today or tomorrow and do that, and then I work all weekend. But I was just gonna make some comments about I watched the press briefing yesterday, which there's definitely been a turning point as far as this COVID thing comes. They're still telling us, just follow the guidelines and social distancing's working and all this stuff, but they really haven't. They really didn't come out and talk about numbers like they've been doing and projections like they've been doing because they're so far off. They've completely I mean, they have completely overshot this thing it's not even, you take it out of the realm of science at this point, really. I mean, at least, at least put it in the same, ballpark, same hemisphere, but they're so completely, and um, it's just showing what the agenda is, in my opinion. Just a massive agenda being pushed, and these deep state, whatever you want to call them, Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci are the mouthpieces for it right now. Um, they're just, being shown for what they are. And people are waking up to it. I mean, the problem when you try to perpetrate something like this is a false flag event is, first of all, people have been prepping for, they've been learning about false flag events. They've been learning about how there is a deep state, there is a cabal, this group has an agenda. I mean, just average people are starting to put the pieces together. People who don't even, who maybe 3, 4 months ago, 6 months ago would have said, oh, all that conspiracy stuff is nonsense. These people are starting to wake up. And this is what we need, a tipping point. Maybe we're reaching a tipping point. Another interesting thing in the press briefing is this how they're not talking about this big military operation against the drug cartels. I thought that was interesting, and Trump didn't mention it either. I think they announced it, and they let us know, hey, we're going after these people now. They're going after the drugs, the trafficking, but again, this is the big story, and nobody's talking about it. They're asking stupid questions, the media, and trying to focus it on, Trump started the quarantine too late. He did this wrong. He did that wrong. Second guessing everything. The hydroxychloroquine. Why is Trump pushing that? It's not been proven. What are the side effects? I mean, this is a drug that's been out for 30 years, 60 years. I mean, they've been using it forever, and it has very minimal side effects. Everybody knows that. You just do a Google search. It takes 5 seconds. And but the media people really, it's not really their purview to give us information. They're supposed to give us disinformation, and they try. Really, the whole point of the media we have right now is to steer our attention, right? They steer the attention. So it's like in Lord of the Rings, the Eye of Sauron, how it would focus in different places, and that's what they do. They can take that eye, the all-seeing eye, and they can focus it wherever they want, and they can get the consciousness of the people. Like it's like one of those laser pointers, and when you put the laser pointer against the wall, and the cat will follow the laser pointer all over the place. It's kind of like that. That's what they're doing with the collective. Well, the collective is starting to realize, hey, there's someone with a laser pointer. Let's focus on them and quit focusing on the laser pointer. And that's what's happening. It's good to see. Good wake up call. But I was just going to mention I've been doing a dream journal. It's real interesting. I've only done it a couple nights, but I just started doing it. But it's very, very amazing. I mean, it's amazing the stuff in your dreams that you just totally forget, a few hours later. So I've been writing stuff down as I can remember it, and just some real interesting stuff in there. Nothing profound, just I think just inner stuff being worked out. No like prophetic dreams or anything like that. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to play around with. I like it, and I'll keep you updated if I find out anything interesting with my dreams. But that's about it. I made a couple other videos, went on a little too long. The bottom line is to just keep our focus on turned inward, keep it focused on God. Um, these are times when we can really benefit from that. There's just this whole thing is going to play itself out, and it's happening quick. The thing that the cabal, they are on a timeline, a very specific timeline, and because they're operating on the lower 3D level, okay. And the white hats have been able to get in and manipulate these different attacks in different positions. And really, the way they've been able to do it the most is just by letting it expose itself. So the cabal is exposing their weakness every time they attack. I mean, this is kind of like Art of War stuff, right? So the they've been exposing themselves. I did jujitsu for a while, and the whole thing with jujitsu is you get into a dominant position. Now, in jujitsu, what you would consider a dominant position might not look like a dominant position to an uneducated person. But in jiu-jitsu, there's a certain way of maintaining safety. And at the same time, what you do is you let your enemy exhaust themselves, and then they expose themselves. And then when they expose themselves, that's when you come in and you do your technique to subdue them. And it's not something you don't go for speed. It's about letting the enemy exhaust themselves, wear themselves down, so that basically you're keeping everybody safe that way. If you just go in, I did Kempo karate, and you would just go in, like if there was an attack, you would just meet the attack with as much or more overwhelming force. Jiu-jitsu is different because what you're doing is you're absorbing the punishment. So there's going to be some initial punishment you're going to take. You might get some bumps and bruises, but you're not going to get knocked out. You're going to maintain safety. Well, I see this whole thing playing out as like this giant jiu-jitsu match. You're taking some punishment on the front end, but the enemy is being exhausted. And once they get exhausted, I believe we're starting to see them become exhausted. So I like watching these press briefings because it's almost like taking a pulse. You're getting this pulse of what's happening, and they're not pushing the big numbers anymore. They're not pushing their statistics anymore. They're basically talking about how we're going to analyze this when it's over. We're going to start running all these tests. Their whole thing is running tests. They want to see how many people have the antibody. They want to see where it was, and do this whole like a research project. But but they didn't talk about people falling over dead or anything like that. So it's interesting. I know that there's some busy hospitals. They're talking about Detroit being a mess, New York's a mess, but the cases are dropping off, and it's important that we kind of understand this distinction. I think they're being run down right now. They're being the dark hats, the globalists are being weakened tremendously. Trump said he's no longer going to fund the WHO, and they're going to withhold funding from that. That's a big deal. So slowly but surely, we're moving into position to submit. We're going to submit the dark, and that's coming. And when that comes in jiu-jitsu, when you get to the point where you can submit the opponent, it's almost like magic. It's like you're in this position, you work towards this position, you've gotten yourself into a safe, good position, you let them exhaust themselves, and then you just apply the technique to finish them. And we're going to get to see that in real time. So it's fun to watch. It's kind of cool to witness it. We're very lucky to get to witness something like this. And, the light will win. God has already won. It's already a done deal. It's just a matter of playing it out. We're just playing this out right now. And we just continue to have faith and keep focusing on our godly energies and our intention. Super important. Focus our intention. Easy to get down. For me, I start getting a little bit down and stuff, but I just like maybe work out or do some work around the house or try to be productive, and that makes me feel a little better about things. All right, I hope you have a good day.